Welcome to class and flowing in. Let's get started. So come to your mat. Have your feet shoulder width, flat on the ground. Relax your knees, soften your knees. Have your hips either anterior or posterior tilt, just in between. Neither forward nor backward, just neutral. Let your arms hang naturally at your sides. And instead of pulling yourself up, imagine something lifting you from the top of your head, just lifting you straight up. So instead of pulling yourself up, something else is pulling you up. And just relax. Relax the top of your head, your forehead. Soften your face. Relax your neck and shoulders. Soften your chest and upper back. Relax your abdomen and your lower back. See if you can relax your hips, even though your leg muscles are holding you up. Just relax. See if you can soften a little bit. Relax your knees and your ankles. Now let's just breathe. Inhale through the nose. Belly expands forward. Exhale through the nose. Belly returns. As we inhale, see if you can feel the breath expand out as well as forward. And then exhale, it returns. Inhale, see if you can feel the breath. Maybe come to the back a little bit as well as the front. And then exhale through the nose. The abdomen returns. And now as we breathe in, imagine that abdomen is expanding downward. And then as we exhale, the abdomen is coming back up as it contracts in. Inhale, relax the pelvic floor. Exhale, pelvic floor comes up. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract a little bit. Now just breathe. Breathe in those 6 directions through the nose, expanding in all directions on an inhale. And on an exhale, just returning back, coming back. So let's begin to move just a little bit. Clasp your hands together. See if your forearms will come together and just rotate your wrists in a big circle. Go slow. See if you can feel all the range of motion. Forward, to the side, and backward. Now switch directions. Now with our hands still clasped, lift one shoulder and take the hands and press it across your chest. And then switch. Other shoulder comes up, other shoulder drops, push across your chest. So it's not so much as a rock as it is a lift and a push across. Lifting, push across. Lifting, push across. Let's take our shoulders and imagine that we're a bulldog walking down the street, just strutting. One shoulder walking, lagging behind. Now reverse. Let's say we're backpedaling. We saw a bigger dog. Go backwards. Bring your hands come up your chest bone, across your collarbones, side of your ribs, bottom of the ribs. Just make a big circle. As you do that, open your shoulders up. Shoulder blades come together. Shoulder blades drop. Shoulder blades apart. And just make a big circle. Up. Expanding and opening, and then contracting. With the bottom will reverse direction. This time coming up the ribs, across the collarbone, collapsing the chest. Hands come down the sternum, bottom of the ribs, the side of the ribs, big circles. See how big you can make that rotation with that shoulder. And then relax your hands at your sides. Bring your hands to your hips. We'll take our hips first forward, and then to the side, and then back, to the side. So the hips are rotating like a really slow hula hoop. So the tailbone moves in a big circle. If there's a pointer on the bottom of the tailbone, it moves forward as your hips come forward. And it's drawing a big circle on the ground. Back, to the side, forward. And then switch directions. Just make a big circle. Slow hula hoop. Hands to your knees. Bring your feet either together as close as comfortable. And just rotate the knees. Big circle. Pay attention and notice if your ankles are relaxed, your toes are gripping the mat. Relax your foot and just enjoy noticing the sensation as you rotate. Switch direction. Rotate in the other direction. Then grab something to lean on if your balance is a challenge at this time, but if not, bring your foot up and rotate your ankle. You can use your hand, opening and closing. Open up your wrist as well, and then switch directions. Rotate the ankle in the other direction. Now switch sides. Sometimes it helps with balance just to pick a spot that's not moving. Bring your focus or your gaze to that spot. Sometimes helps with balance. And then relax your hands, relax your feet. Let's begin with a rocking motion. So come up on the toes as we lift up. As we let our hands fall and our knees soften, just lift up your toes. And come up. And lift your toes. Up. And as you come back, lift your toes. Come up on your toes. And lift your toes. It may take a minute to find your balance point. And again, keeping your gaze on a point that's not moving sometimes helps. Mostly it's just bringing awareness to your foot, your knees, how that whole system is working together to provide you with feedback for balance. Do one more, and then just relax. Let's bring our hands clasping each elbow above our head. And we will be side bending, but first let's just take an elbow and see if you can go fully past your midline, and then switching sides, pull that elbow across your midline. Trunk staying vertical, so just the shoulders and arms are moving. Then we can add some side bend to it. hips over, opening up the side. Soften the knees. Relax. You can keep the tailbone tucked. So it's not a forward bend, it's not a back bend, it's just a side bend. So softening the knees, keeping the tailbone tucked could provide some extra movement. Just go slow. Just notice. If you feel a compression or a binding, of course stop. Now, since we have our ragdoll arms, let's fold forward and ragdoll. Bending our knees a lot, where your chest can come to your thighs. And let's just hang. Just hang for a minute. Now slowly turn. You can look up as if you're looking up to the corner of the room, twisting to the side, and then come back to center. And the other side, as if you're looking up to the opposite corner of the room. And then back to the other side. Back to center. Last one, the other side, look up to that corner of the room. And then release. And as we come up, tuck your tailbone. Tuck your tailbone. And just come up, rounding your back. Then your mid-back. And your shoulders. Release your arms. So let's do a Qigong movement called grinding tofu. So imagine there's a large stone rail in front. You're going to grind some tofu. Step out with your left foot. And what we're going to do is transfer the weight from our back foot, which is our right, to our front foot, the left. We want our hips to move towards that left knee. So our navel and our belt buckle is just going towards that knee, forward and backward. So as you go back, the weight is on your right, maybe 60-70%. The left toes are up. As you transfer the weight forward, now 60 to 70% of the weight is on that front leg, the left leg, and the right heel may come up just a little bit. So we stay our trunk vertical, but we're just like sliding over there. Now we can add the hands. So imagine that you're just, have your hands on a large granite wheel, and grinding soybeans that have been soaked. You grind those into soy milk. And the soy milk will curdle and then strain out the whey. And then we'll have tofu. We'll press as much of the liquid out as we can. We'll have tofu. But the first process is using this large stone wheel. Grind those soybeans to extract the soy milk. Do one more round. And you come back. Step up with your right foot. Again, take a moment just to feel that shift in weight from your front foot to your back foot. Hips moving out over that right knee. Just sliding. You're vertical. Your trunk is vertical. Not coming up. Going down, just going forward and backward, but not leaning. Now add the hands when you're comfortable with that motion. Just slowly grind the soybeans on this side. Keep your hands soft and open. If you notice anything in your fingers or your hands, any sensations, that's good. Maybe just a little bit of chi moving around. We'll do one more, and then we'll step back. So let's carry the ball to the side. First, I'm going to go to the left, so that's that way, mirror image. So we're going to carry a ball, stepping, and the weight is going from side to side. You're just taking that ball and using that ball to feel the momentum. Step back. Now we'll go out with the right. Carrying that ball of chi. Once again, if you feel anything in your hands, that's good. It's just some chi that we're activating. And then we'll step back. We'll go to the left. Just side to side. Hips going side to side. Step back. Last one, we'll go to the right. Just carrying that ball from side to side. Knees soft, ankles relaxed. And then we'll step back to center. Now we'll face the sun and hold the moon. So once again, step out with your left. This time, as we transfer the weight to our front, we'll imagine that we're opening to face that sun and hold that sun. And now as we rock back to the back foot, take your hands and use crane hands. So in other words, flex your arms. Tuck your tailbone. Drop your head and just reach. You'll notice a stretch in your hamstring. Now we'll reverse. Brace the sun. Now the moon. And the sun. All of its warmth. Now the moon. Begin quiet. Now the sun. The heat. The yang. The moon, and then relax, step back, on the right side, step forward, open up, feel the sun, and now back, flex, tuck your tailbone, down your back, now weight forward, enjoy the sun, enjoy the yawn. Back, brace the end, hold the sun, hold the moon, hold the end, and then step back. We'll do some Qigong movements that twist, but two different ways. We'll do carry the mountain. So arms out, shoulder height, palms up. As we twist and turn back, soften your knees, soften your hips. And then come back to center. So you may feel how you almost sinking as we twist back. But notice if you can find a sensation all the way to your toes as you twist, as you relax. Soften your knees, soften your hips, relax your ankles. Now back to center, relax your arms to your sides. Now we'll do owl looks back. This time it's a lifting up as we twist. So let's begin with palms out. And as we twist, this time chest up and look back, open and expanding. And now palms back to center, facing. Now as we open to the other side, turn your palms out, fingers down. So the fingers and the chest are in two different directions. Fingers down, chest up, palms back to facing the body. back, open up, elbows back. One more. Fingers just in the opposite direction as you twist back. And then back to center and relax. So step your feet out wider than shoulder width. We're going to carry a big ball. So arms out. What we're going to do is I'm going to start with the left arm going down, the right arm up, shifting the weight to the right. So that ball. Now we're going to switch and take the ball, carrying it to the other side. So you're going to transfer your weight from side to side. One hand going low, one hand going high. Just separating as much as comfortable. It's a wonderful side opener. Seems like it's deep. And just go slow. Just enjoy it. When you're at your limit or range, just relax. And you might find that you can soften into it just a little bit more by relaxing. Just relax into it. No reason to hold tension. It's not a strength exercise. It's a flexibility. It's a flowing movement. Last one. And then back to center. You turn your feet to shoulder width. We'll do a little bit of forward and backward movement now again. Heaven and earth align. So we'll step out with the left. We'll just cast out, over, down. Come up on either side of that left leg, up the body, and then we'll cast out again. Up the body. Heaven and earth align. So we're grabbing heaven chi from above, mixing it, bringing it up with the earth chi. Yang. Again. So now we'll step out with the right. Same motion, only now over the right leg. Up the sides of the body, cast out again. As we come up, we're blending, now going out. Some heaven. Earth. This time as we're at the bottom, we'll switch directions. So now we're scooping up the earth, pulling the heaven down, scooping some yin, settling down. Lifting up. Step back with your right foot. We'll continue the same motion over the left leg, scooping, bringing down the body, scooping, grabbing some heaven chi, scooping some earth, and then step back with your left foot, slowly bring your hands down. And then relax your hands at your side. Just take a moment to notice any sensations as you quietly stand. Just notice, feel what you're feeling. Notice what you notice. And if you don't, that's okay. So let's begin a flow. It's going to be based off Sun Salutation C. So we'll begin at the top of the mat. And bring our arms high up into an upward salute. And then you reach up. Now reach up just a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And then exhale, fold forward. Softening the knee. Step back with your right foot. Your right hand to the mat. Open up to the left. Twisting. Just notice if you can drop your hips, soften your hips down. Notice what sensations you feel in your hips and your left leg while you're doing that. Now bring that left arm down. Bring it up the inside of the left foot. We'll open up to the right. Once again, see if you can soften those hips. Relax those hips down. Notice what sensations you feel. And then return your hand back to the mat. Step the left foot back. We'll come into plank. When you're in plank, we're going to push up, just like you're pushing up just a little bit more. Work a muscle of the serratus anterior. Boxer's muscle. Last little jab that a boxer does. Now we'll switch into side plank. So bring your left hand to the center of the mat. Open up to the right. And now bring that right hand underneath, like we're threading the needle. And then back up high. Thread the needle. Back up high. Last time, thread the needle. Back up high. Drop your left knee to the mat. We'll set up for gate pose. So let your right hand just slowly make its way down the outside of your right leg. And as you exhale, see if you can just maybe inch a little bit further down. For some sensation, you can try to take your hips to the left. And you'll notice a sensation on the inside of your right thigh. So just breathe. And soften. And relax. And we'll return our left hand back to the mat. A half circle. So now the right hand over the head. Just a big half circle. Reaching forward. Bring the right hand back to the mat. Come into the tabletop. Wrap your chin and chest into inchworm. So your knees are down, your chin's down, your chest is down. Inchworm. And you can press forward, either cobra or up dog. Your up dog, push up, back to the thighs up. Drop your knees. Transition through tabletop. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips into down dog. If you can take your tailbone high. So instead of tucking your tailbone, bend your knees if you need to. You can keep them down, or you can try to straighten them. Just make sure that your tailbone is high. Your hips are lifted. We'll step forward with the right foot into a lunge. Left foot comes into maybe a 45. We'll set up for extended side angle. So take your right hand, bring the outside of your forearm to your right, top of your right thigh. Left hand to your sacrum. Open up, look up. And now if it's comfortable, palm forward, bring that right arm up, or left arm up rather. And then forward, down up. Extended side angle. I'll add just a little bit of qigong to it. dragon claws. You may have to spin your left foot up into kind of a crescent. Right hand back, look back at that right hand. Left up, sink your hips. You're a dragon. You're a green dragon bearing its claw. And then come up, the crescent. Bring your hands to the mat. Step your left foot forward. Fold over. Just relax. Soften your knees as much as you need to just to relax. Now slowly come up. Keep your tailbone tucked. Round up. First your lumbar. Then your mid back. Upper back. Then your neck. Bring your arms up. And then reach up higher. Now, a little bit higher yet. We'll do the other side. Now, fold forward, then do a forward fold. Relax. Step your left foot back. We'll do the twist on either side. So plant your left hand, open to the right. Notice your hips. See if you can soften your hips down. Pay attention to the sensation in your right leg. Twist to the other side. Right hand on the inside of the right foot. Opening to the left. Twisting to the left. Keep your hips soft. See if you can relax into it. Turn your hands back to the mat, step your foot back, come into plank. Push up. Use that boxer muscle to push up just a little bit more. Bring your right hand to the center of the mat. Open to the left. High. Thread the needle. High. Thread the needle. High. Thread the needle. High. Drop your right knee. We'll set up for gate pose on this side. This time the left hand will slowly make its way down that left leg. Just softening on an exhale. Extra sensation. Take your right hip and go to the right. Good soften. Either forward bend or back bend. Just the side. It's not a competition, it's not a race. It's how do you feel? What is your body saying to you? Bring your right hand back to the mat. Do a half circle. Now our body just making a nice half circle. Reaching forward with that left hand. Just relaxing. Bring your left hand back to the mat, come into tabletop. We'll set up for inchworm. So drop your chin and chest. Feel your shoulder blades come together. Now push forward, either in the cobra or up dog. It's up dog, gaze forward, push up, back the thighs up. Drop your knees. We'll transition to down dog through tabletop. So tuck your toes, lift your tailbone. Once again, soften your knees, bend your knees if you need to. Get comfortable. Down dog should not be a posture that we don't enjoy.
I mean, it's supposedly a resting posture. I'm not sure how restful it is, but it's used as a transition. It's used as an intermediate, so use that. Just slowly notice your body. Move your body just a little bit. Feel what's good for you. As we step our left foot forward, we'll set up for side angle on this side. So spin your right foot, maybe 45. Bring your right hand to the sacrum. Outside of your forearm, on top of your left thigh. So your left forearm, on top of your left thigh. And then open up. If it's comfortable, look up. Once again, palm forward. If it's available, thumb up forward for extended side angle. Now hand back to the sacrum. The green bag shows its claws on this side. So spin your right foot kind of into crescent. So now right claws up, left claws back. Back to those left claws. And take the claws as far apart as you can. And then bring the claws back. Bring your hands back to the mat. Step your right foot forward. And once again, just hang. Just relax. You can call it ragdoll if you want. You can call it forward fold if you want. But just hang. Just relax. As we come up slowly, tap the tailbone. Slowly, we'll straighten up the lower back, mid back. Looks like we're unfolding. Then the upper back, neck, the arms. Look up. Now reach up a little bit higher, and then just relax. Relax your arms at the side. We're going to do a move similar to what we did with holding the sun and the moon. Well, it's called point to the moon and embrace the moon. So bring your hands to heart center. Step out with the left foot. We'll be going to the left. Now, point. So there's a line of energy from the back of your right heel up through your fingertips. Now slowly just lean forward. Your right foot will come up. And you're pointing forward. Now contract the body. So bring the hands back towards the chest, the knee back towards the body. Let the foot land. Now rock back. Now, if it's available, point those fingers towards the chest. Lean back and down and look up. Look forward. Now slowly come up. We'll do the other side. Step out with the right foot. Point to the moon. Line of energy from the back of that left heel through your fingertips. And just slowly tip forward. Left foot comes up. Right hands point forward. And contract the body back. Let the left foot come down. Rock back on the left foot. Put the fingers towards your chest. And just gaze forward. And slowly come up. Bring the right foot back. Shoulder width. And then relax. Just relax. Close your eyes if it feels good. Just relax. So we'll come into garland. So it varies by your hip structure and what your practice is like, but as you sink into garland, yogi squat, see if you can keep your chest open, somewhat upright. You can use your elbows to kind of press your knees out, your thighs out, but it shouldn't be a painful posture. It should be one of just gently opening. And we'll slowly come up. And we'll do a practice that's kind of based on garland. So, blooming flowers. So as we go down to scoop the water, keep your knees somewhat straight or just lightly bent. So you don't go down as far as comfortable. So as we scoop the water is heavy. So we've got to squat. Bring that water up the stems, out the leaves, and then let the gentle raindrops just come down. Do the water cycle again. And forward, scoop the water. Water's heavy, so squat. Bring the water up the stems, out the leaves, and then let it rain. Scoop the water, lift the water up the stem, out the leaves, and let it rain. Do one more. Scoop the water, up the stem, out the leaves, and it just rains. And just relax. Let's make our way to our mat. We'll set up the bridge pose, so come to your back and just take a moment to relax. You can bring the soles of your feet to the mat for kind of an easy pose. And then maybe just to set up the initial movement of bridge, see if you can lift your tailbone up. You'll notice that your back flattens to the mat. And then as we take the tailbone down, you develop an arch in your back. So let's just take a moment to move from that flattening by lifting our tailbone and then arching, dropping the tailbone. We're changing that anterior to posterior tilt of our pelvis to create this movement. So to begin our bridge, next time we're flattening our back, just keep lifting the tailbone up. Let the tailbone be the first thing up. So many times in bridge we're tempted to just lift our chest right away. But let the chest be the last thing that comes up. Let the tailbone lead. And then as we relax down, the tailbone is the last thing that's going to come up. So first comes the chest, which is the mid-back, then the lower back. And to offset that, maybe an arch. And as we flatten, just keep going. Lift the tailbone up, up, up. The tailbone lead. If you'd like, you can release your hands. But let that tailbone, let those hips rise up. And slowly let ourselves come down. First the upper back, mid back, lower back, and the tailbone, so we're in flatten. You just arch just a little bit to release that. Let's do figure four. We'll do a figure four, and then we'll do a twist with the figure four. So bring the outside of your right ankle to the top of your left thigh. Maybe we'll do some eccentric stretching too, some resistance stretching. So as you feel like you're pushing your knee away, use your hand and you pull your knee towards your body. So you are working against each other. So my knee is pushing away. Now I'm going to use my hand, my arm, pull that knee towards me. Release. Knee's pushing away. And pull it back towards me. Still maintaining that contraction while I'm pulling in. Drop the sole of your left foot. We'll do the opposite. So now that knee is pulling in, and I'm going to push it away. In, pushing away. One more time. The knee pulls in, I push it away. Contraction all the time. That's all we're doing. Bring your arms out to the sides, either that or in a cactus. Let your hips drop to the side. Look the opposite way of the direction you dropped your hips. Don't worry about which way you went. We'll do both sides, so we'll balance out. Now, the challenge is to relax. Notice which parts of your body are holding tension. See if you can bring some relaxation. See if you can bring some softness to it. It is a twist. It is stretching. But see if you can pick up the challenge of the paradox that even while things are in tension, you can bring relaxation to the tension. And bring your hips back to center. Keep your legs in the figure four formation. Let your hips drop. The opposite way of what you just did. Look the opposite way of the way that your hips dropped. Once again, see if you can relax. Slowly come back to center. Unwind your figure four on that side. We'll do the other side. See the outside of your left ankle to the top part of your right thigh. Once again, now we'll use that resistance stretching. So the knee is pushing away, but I'm pulling it back towards the body. Pushing away. Still pushing away, but I'm using the strength of my arm. Hopefully overcome that. Pull that knee back towards the midline. So your right foot to the mat will go the opposite direction. So now the knee is pulling, contracting towards the midline, and I'm using my arm to push it away. Contracts back and pushing it away. Still maintaining that force of the leg against the arm. Just kind of letting the arm win, but that's okay. The lower body is stronger than the upper body, for the most part. Not all movements, but a lot. Larger muscles. One more. Now bring your arms out to the side, let your hips fall. One side, flip the opposite direction. Do the noticing and the sensation and the relaxation. Check in. you need to adjust some part of your body in a way that feels better for you, go ahead and do it. Come back to center. Right hips fall to the other side, look the opposite direction. Soften. Relax. Now come back to center. We'll bring our legs, thighs crossed over, and see if you can grab the opposite. My internal rotation isn't that great, so I can kind of do this, but imagine that you're steering a bike. You're turning to the right, you're turning to the left. You're kind of just steering. Now it's the yoke of an airplane, so now we're going down, up, up. And any other thing you want to do, could be a figure eight, could be more side to side. Now unwind, switch sides, whatever thigh was on top, have it be on the bottom. Once again, grab the handlebars. And this side could be completely different. Right and left rarely are the same as far as strength and flexibility and stability. Forward, backward, side to side, any combination. Just once again, pay attention to what sensations you feel and where. And then relax. Bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a big hug. Roll out your ankles. And slowly rock up. And set up for our forward fold. Lift your head and knees, so bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Just take a moment to, once again, if your internal rotation of your thigh isn't the greatest, take just a moment to let that settle. And then looking out over that left leg, left knee, reach as far as you can, reaching forward, and then just let go. Round your neck, and your head, wherever you come to, it's okay. Just breathe. Just relax. So use your grip. Okay, slowly straighten out. Switch sides, so straighten out that right leg. Sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Once again, get situated on your sit bones, where your thigh is opened up to the side. Face your body, turn your body towards that right leg. Look forward, reach forward. Feel comfortable. And then you can just fold. And relax. And round. And breathe. Slowly loosen the grip, whatever you're looking at. Slowly straighten up. Go back. Unwind your legs. Get set up for Shavasana. Grab a blanket, a pillow, eye pillow, whatever else you need to feel like you're in comfort in Shavasana. And slowly make your way to your back. Let your feet come wherever is comfortable. Your arms wherever it's comfortable. Most of the time it's palms up. Notice your breath. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, the belly just falls back. Like the breathing we did at the first. See if you can find your breath to the side as well as up and down, as well as front. Just notice. We'll spend a few minutes in Shavasana and I'll let you know when we'll continue the rest of the practice with some Pranayama. Just for you. Now, notice your breath again. Bring awareness back to your breath. Now through your nose, belly rises. Exhale. With your nose. Put your transition, bring the soles of the feet to the mat into effortless rest. Hands up, stretch. Slowly roll to your side. Your arms a pillow. Midway stop in kind of a fetal position. Push your way up. Grab whatever seat cushion or bench you need to sit in comfortably for some pranayama. The pranayama that we'll do today is called Shavasana. It's alternate nostril breathing. We'll use our left hand to basically switch the pathway of the breath from the right nostril to the left. And depending on the time of the day and whether you want energy up or down, we'll begin today on the left, just because. So we'll use the fourth finger, second and third are kind of clasped in your palm. We'll use the fourth finger of the right hand for the right nostril and the thumb for the left nostril. And you don't have to block it towards. It's used to direct the air. So we'll inhale through the right, and we're using the thumb to block the left. Now just gently move that fourth finger to the right nostril. We'll exhale through the left. And then inhale through the left. thumb over that left nostril. And we'll exhale to the right. Inhale right. And the fourth finger touches it. Exhale left. Inhale. Switch sides. And just continue in that pattern. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. And inhale. And then switch. So if you get lost, just remember after you inhale, switch. As you practice Adishadana, you may notice that your breath gets softer, finer, maybe a little bit slower. They're wonderful things. Adishadana is used to balance energy channels from right and left. Practices in Qigong are similarly left and right. Try to brought into balance, into awareness. So slowly, you can release your hands, resume your normal breathing, your natural breathing. Belly expands, and then down. It returns on the exhale. Meditation just for a minute or two. On the inhale, hear the sound so. On the exhale, so inhale so. No, nothing audible. Just hear the sound. Just continue breathing through the mouth. So on the inhale, on the exhale. As you breathe in, so integrate the exhale, the hum warms. So brings in information and intelligence. Exhale releases that which you don't need. So notice the air in your nostrils, feeling the inhale. So as we leave our practice, slowly bring your hands to the center. From deep inside, it says something positive to yourself. You are healthy, and the chi and calm is clear and bright. Your thumbs clear. Third eye, maybe fit more clearly. Your throat, maybe speak more clearly. Into your heart, maybe feel. practicing.